Welcome to our channel, Sailing Until Valhalla. This is Anthony, my Fix Anything mouthy captain, and our three crazy kids, Dean, Lance, and Rose. And I'm Stephanie, the one who makes the videos, wrangles the kids in while helping run the boat. Come along with us on our journey of exploring the world full-time on a Hardin 45 sailboat, chasing the next adventure. Okay, so we have some news. We've been kind of keeping a secret for a little while now. This has been the plan all along, but it's finally official. So we're really excited.
Crooked a little bit.
Oh,
there you go.
We're really excited, and so we just can't keep it in anymore because it's actually happened now.
Yeah, so we came up to Alaska like we said, but the whole diversion for this coming up here was we really wanted to see Alaska too. But we also realized that we were burning through money way too fast. We didn't, but like the certain things that come up is a lot of boat parts, boat maintenance, running the boat more. We're doing service work a lot more, and then not counting for prices in different areas. Like Canada was really expensive, and even food costs, all this stuff. And so we were going through the money fast, and we have quite a bit put away. But we knew at some point our goal was like 5 years, and then we're going to go back to work, and we have to stack back up. Well, we were burning through it, and it wasn't going to be 5 years. It was going to be more like, what, 2 to 3 probably?
Yeah.
So we decided that we needed a contingency plan. So we'll make it short and sweet. We basically came up to Alaska, and we were thinking, hey, we could go. This culture up here is that a lot of these places have a lot of work in the summer, and then Alaska shuts down in winter, and everyone hides. A lot of people fly out. They don't want to be in the cold. So we're thinking this would be a good culture for us to work. You want cricket again? There you go. This would be a good area to come up and work, especially for someone like our skill sets. It'd be like we come up and work, and then we can eventually get the boat down south and we could fly back and forth. So this is how we're going to sustain this lifestyle. We don't have endless income. Nobody is paying our way through this. And with children, there's a lot more variables than there is without, I think. And so anyways, so we were going to come up here and work. That was the original plan. And then we started looking at property, and we decided that we were going to buy property in Alaska. And we were planning on going around Southeast Alaska to look, blew up in Ketchikan, and we really like it here.
Yeah.
And everything here we have an airport here. We can fly anywhere we want in the world. We can get shit shipped here, all this stuff. As far as Alaska goes, this isn't a bad spot. We're pretty close to Washington. So yeah, we bought property, and we're going to build a cabin.
Yeah.
And so another question I know we're going to ask is like, oh, we're going to quit doing the boating. No, the whole thing with this is an off-grid property. There's no power. We're going to be building a cabin ourselves. Steph's currently working full-time. My job is just going to be building the cabin. We're going to be here probably a couple years building, and it's going to be off-grid. We're going to set up like a boat. All the systems set up like a boat, ran off a generator, and that way it's not going to be too convenient where we get sucked into life. We're not going to have any loans on anything. We can pack up and go whenever we want. Taxes here are freaking cheap. So this thing really essentially won't cost us anything when we're not here down south. So we're going to spend a couple years here building this, and this is going to be our home base.
Yeah.
Southeast Alaska.
Yeah, so we still want to explore Southeast Alaska with our boat. That's still going to happen. We just are going to do it when we have time to do it. And the other main reason for this is what we've thought of a lot for our kids is that we want them to have a home still, a place to call home. And we didn't want to be in Washington anymore, but we we wanted them to feel like they have somewhere that's stable that they can have friends at and stuff, and so that was another big factor in doing this
so
too.
people, I think there's a lot of mixed feelings about kids in this kind of life, and the kids love it, don't get me wrong, and we don't want to totally reintegrate, but it would be cool once in a while for them to have, like, we come up here for the summer, they got a couple months, they can see friends when school's out, all that stuff, and then we can fly out while it's cold here and everyone's freezing. We can be down in a warmer environment, and then we can come up here, work, get that little normality that I think all cruisers, it's nice once in a while to come in and plug in and do stuff, not so much like be back with bills and all that stuff, but just have a few little amenities. So we're thinking that the cabin would be a good opportunity to do that, and then also it will be, everything we're doing is gonna be clear, free and clear, paid for, so we can jump off. If we want to spend 3 years cruising and leave this here for a couple years, we can do that. It's gonna be set up to be shut down and survive the winters. And speaking of that, it's one reason why I chose Ketchikan. Ketchikan is not a place, despite Alaska everyone thinks is frozen all the time during the winter. We don't have permafrost here. We get snow days here and there, kind of like Washington. It's from what we've heard, it gets snow days, but it's a lot of freaking rain here. But it's very temperate, and so very beautiful, a lot of rain. But so that's a good environment. We're used to kind of this, and so in the next couple of years it'll be exploring this while building. So our channel is going to change directions a little bit. We've talked about this. We're not big enough, I think, where it's going to like really upset anyone, but anyone who's truly is curious about what we're doing in our life, we're always going to change our plans. And as much as we were planning on going south, we were really worried about the boat still having brakes, and we were right. It's still having issues. It's a freaking old boat, you know? And so until we find
the things that have happened with the engine and stuff like that, that would have been horrible trying to deal with that in a third world country. And so,
getting parts and stuff still is hard enough up here, and that was kind of our go-to, is we wanted to see up here, number one, and two, we want to be at access where we could still refit boat options if we needed to. There's certain things I'm still like, I'd like to re-rig the boat and do a few big things before we head south. And there are
just some major things that need to be done before we do something like that.
So this just made sense. And so the last couple months we have been busy. I had to fix the transmission, obviously, but after that, Steph got a job right away. Summertime work here is like crazy. They need people like crazy, and so lots happened. So she's been working like crazy. I've been at home watching the kids, spending way too much money. And we now have a truck. It's an old work truck. We got a vehicle. We became residents. We're Alaskan. We got our driver's license here. You know, everything to be like a citizen, or like a, oh my God, what is it? Part of society, I guess I should say. And then we bought this property. This property took a while to close. And so there was a few parties involved, whatever. And so, but we got it. And so we're super excited. So anyways, you guys can comment below if you have questions about the plan. Like, this will keep on unfolding and changing, you know. If we get stuck here and then the process isn't getting done, we may take off and come back. I don't know. The sky's the limit, really. But feel free to comment below, and if you got questions like, what are you doing about this? What do you know? But the channel is still going to be a sailing channel. It's going to be called a sailing channel, but it's probably going to be a little bit of boating and then a little bit of boat life. And so it's going to be off the grid. We're going to be dropping trees, building stuff with wood on the lot. We're not going to be just having a builder come in and build this nice thing.
It's all being done ourselves so that we don't have to have a loan on anything.
It's going to be generator ran, solar, wind, all that stuff's going to be set up. It's going to be water collection for water. Should be pretty interesting, I think, for people that are in this kind of lifestyle. And so anyway, I think that's all with the surprise.
And so now we'll show you the property. And one of the coolest things that was a kind of like a must-have is that we are waterfront. So this is our view. Can't kind of see, but we have what? How many feet of waterfront?
200 feet of waterfront.
Oh, that you, Mama? I thought you were Teen.
Oh. So this is all ours, and the plan is what?
So this is, there's a couple things. It's super rocky, as you can see. It's Alaska. It's all fucking rocky. You don't get sandy beaches up here. But the biggest thing why it's so like graded and stuff, that's a big thing, is it's 200 feet of waterfront. The whole lot's a little over 3 acres, but the biggest deal here is that this grade that you can see here that drops is we have deep water. So we're gonna build a dock here and we will have a slip for our boat. We'll be able to put Valhalla on this property, and that is the biggest thing. The goal would be is to get something built here, but in the meantime is get a dock first, and we can live on our dock free and clear. No mortgage every month, nothing. Free and clear here. Hopefully by next spring is what we're hoping.
Yeah.
And so yeah, deep water, that's the biggest thing, because here we have 22-foot tidal shift. So if you have a nice grade, 22 feet drops and you're now got thousands and thousands of feet. So this goes and it drops. You can see here, we got a pretty good grade. We're at a low tide now. So a high tide, well, not quite even a full low tide. So here's a dinghy. I've got on a little mooring and it'll come up to about here and it drops pretty, I mean, you see this grade, but as soon as it goes out probably 10 feet, it just drops off, and this whole channel gets to about 100 feet tops all the way across. So we can anchor right out in front of our property. So that's a big deal for us. It's like we could have looked for something that was a little flatter property, but we wouldn't be able to keep the big boat here. So through the tidal swing we should have room for that. So we'll eventually get a skiff, so we'll have a small boat that will run back and forth. And then also we haven't mentioned is, actually, I'll point at this is an island. We're on a small island. It's like a small community island. This right here is the south side of Ketchikan. So anyone who's came up here or familiar with the area, this is the oh my god, this is the channel coming in. You come into Ketchikan, there's houses and a little town here, everything, and then this is town here. So the goal is we're on an island. So when we need stuff, we can get in a little small boat and we'll go to island and come back. So we're gonna be hauling supplies across this channel, which should be entertaining but a lot of work. But once it's done, we should have a pretty cool spot. I mean, you can see the views are just amazing here. Excuse me, you can see the views are just amazing here. You got boats passing by. But yeah, so that's the plan. The plan is to have a dock. We're a waterfront, well, an off-the-grid cabin here. This is a big graded property. Everything here is it's all mountainous, it's all rocky, so it's going to be an interesting build. But that's kind of our end of it, or my end of it. I guess you can talk about your end of it if you want, or show them around, I guess.
Yeah, so it like is an incline at first and then it flattens out pretty quickly actually, which is nice. We're gonna build a small cabin at first just so that we have somewhere to be able to have the kids be dry during the winter when we're working on stuff. And then the overall goal is to build a larger cabin farther up here.
Yeah, it's pretty treacherous. People are gonna think we're crazy, but
it's 3 acres though, so
yeah, there's a lot of room. If you don't like a spot, go find another one.
yeah. We haven't even seen the whole property actually.
No, it's 700 feet deep.
Yeah, so the cabin will probably be out up here somewhere where it's flat. Yeah, it's really flat up here. Huh?
So we cut that part out.
Cut what part out?
Well, I guess we said we haven't seen it.
Oh.
Oh. I meant us being surprised at what it looks like up here. But I forgot we kind of admitted that. Let's see where we're at on it.
This is so cool. It's so flat up here. This tree is huge.
It is one tree.
This is crazy.
Jesus. So to give you an idea, this tree.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean I'm fucking short, but still, that's a huge tree. Yeah, we will not be cutting this one down. That's fucking cool. Not even work. I mean, just out of like, that's how could you cut something?
I know. That'd just be a shame to cut something like that down.
The top broke off.
Really?
Yeah. Weird.
Oh wow, I almost wonder if it was like a large tree and it died and then trees grew around it and it kind of morphed into one.
So yeah, if you guys have questions and you're curious or wanted to weigh in on this situation, go for it, you know.
Yep.
If this isn't your cup of tea and you're going to come back later, we get that. Yeah. That's fine. Like, we're not doing this to impress anyone. We're just recording our life because we got kind of a weird life. So if you support it, you think it's cool, awesome. If you there's like certain parts of the process you would like to see, like, hey, like, how are you gonna build this thing? How do you get supplies here? If you guys got questions along the way, it'd be kind of cool if it was interactive. If you're like, hey, you don't show how you haul this stuff over, how do you get this much blah blah blah, let us know in the next video. We can be like, this is how we do this. Like, I don't know how deep dive people want to see, but this isn't like we run to Home Depot, grab some stuff, put it in the truck and drive it to the property. This is going to be like crazy. Like, there's just things we can't get here.
Yeah, no.
So it might be barging stuff up from Washington, then moving that from a barge to a skiff, and hopefully eventually I've got my own little barge, but that's a little teasy for later. We'll see. But we'll be hauling stuff over. Yeah, it's going to be pretty crazy. Yeah. So the funny thing is, everyone up here in Alaska, they don't look at you weird for doing that kind of stuff.
No, they all do it too.
Yeah, so it's like my people. Like, so it's pretty cool. But cool. Well, let us know what you think in the comments. Hopefully people follow along and enjoy it. Like I said, hopefully we won't lose any of it to it. Maybe like this isn't something you want to watch, but that's, I guess, the thing about it too. Actually, I have to add to here, and you'll show you this. The boat life here is crazy. People use boats to commute like cars. Some people don't even have cars here. They just use a boat to get everywhere in town. So it's kind of a cool thing. We'll still be doing boat life. Yeah. If anything, we'll still be on a boat, moving a boat just as much as if we were cruising. Whether it's the big boat or a small boat or something, we're literally living on the water regardless. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yep. So, follow along.
Yeah. Anything to add, Rosie? Do you like the property?
Yeah.
Are you going to help build?
Yeah, I don't feel like dying.
The garden.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. Garden. Yep. Greenhouse garden. Can you say bye?
Bye.
Please like, comment, and share this video. It really does help push our videos, and of course subscribe. And thank you guys so much for watching our videos. We do really appreciate it.